So out of nowhere, Masahiro Sakurai just drops Kirby Air Riders for the Switch 2. It's a sequel to Kirby Air Ride, a game we literally haven't seen since the GameCube days. And I thought, wait, what was even Kirby Air Ride? So I did what any reasonable person would do, and I fired up the original to see what the hype was all about. And let's just say, I wasn't ready for how fun this game still is. So here's what went down. But first, I wanted to see what other people were saying, so I went to Reddit and these comments stood out. Michael the Cut said,
"Not a lot of content, but the main gameplay loop is a ton of fun, worth popping in occasionally, but not worth the current market price. Either emulate or wait for the sequel."
Richard Butt, 1992 said,
"Pretty fun. Not worth what it's going for right now though. There are other better racing games."
So, while reading these two comments, one word stood out and that was fun. And honestly, that's enough to get me curious. So let's go ahead and check this game out. So right from the get-go, I noticed the menus really felt like a Masahiro Sakurai game. It's because the menu is so simple, yet it actually really works. From the game mode selection, map selection, machine selection, everything. Everything really feels in place and it's simple and straight to the point, yet very effective and efficient. It's kinda like the menu for Smash Brothers, another Masahiro game. That game also has simple menus, yet also very effective. By the way, if you're wondering what a machine is, it's the cart you ride on this game. Anyway, this game has 3 modes. That's Air Ride, which is basically the regular kart game you all know. In this mode, you'll race against 3 other Kirbys to finish first. It's the most similar to Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing. Next, we have Top Ride. It's a fun top-down racing game, kinda like Circuit Superstars or that Mario Party minigame where you race top-down. But instead of just being a minigame inside Mario Party, they went ahead and developed it into a full game mode instead. It's actually a fun couch party game, but more on that later. Next, we have City Trial. This one is very unique. It's a battle royale game where you as a player are pitted against other Kirbys to create your ideal machine by collecting power-ups and then battling it out with other players. And all I can say about it that it's way ahead of its time. And I'll explain why as we go. So, I started playing Air Ride first. At first, I was confused about how to play this freaking game because the controls are so simple. Kirby automatically accelerates without you pressing any buttons, and you use the joystick to move your character in whatever direction you want to go. Other than that, the only button you'll really use is the A button. The A button is basically the do everything button. It's the drift button, boost button, suck your enemies button, activate speed up button, fire button, and use abilities button. But you might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't that easy since there's only one button? Well, in a sense, yes. Aside from having many buttons said in this video, it's not really that complicated. I mean, it's a really simple control scheme. But because it's so simple and you only use one button, it's actually hard to master. Especially if you're used to the traditional controls of CTR or Mario Kart. There are a lot of times when my timing with the A button wasn't right. Sometimes I intend to suck. Kinda weird to say, ain't it? I intend to suck all those power-ups, but instead, I pressed it too soon and Kirby tried to boost instead. What's irritating is that when you try to boost or drift in this game, you actually slow down or stop in place, which really kills your momentum, and other players just zoom right past you, so mastering that A button is a must if you want to win. As for the power-ups, there are many. Like the sword power-up, which makes you look a lot like Link from The Legend of Zelda. There are also elemental ones like fire and ice, and many others too. There's tons of machine to unlock too, but I haven't gotten the chance to unlock everything. But anyway, here's what I've unlocked so far and by ratings. First is the Rap Star. It's the most basic machine that you can get, but it works. It's dependable and easy to use, so I give it a 5 out of 5. Next, we have the Wing Star. It's a great glider. You can utilize it more when flying, and it's faster when flying. So, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5, if you know how to use it. Next, we have the Wagon Star. or the pink truck as I call it. It's like the regular kart from Mario Kart 64. It has good grip, it's fun to drift, and doesn't stop too much. It doesn't have a boost though, that's why I compare it to Mario Kart 64 karts. I give it a 4 out of 5. Next we have the wheelie bike. It's best of both worlds. This one feels like a modern Mario Kart kart. It has better drifting than any other star or machines you can get, and it gives you a good boost. I give it a 5 out of 5. Next we have the Slick Star. This machine is so slippery to use. Although it has the potential with its drifts for sliding through corners, it's actually quite hard to control. Very slippery, it feels like drifting on water, and I think it has an understeer. I'm not sure if that's the correct term, but that's what I'm gonna use. I give it a 2 out of 5. Next we have the Surf Star. This is freaking 1 out of 5. Trash. Pure trash. It's hard to control and only a masochist would use it. It requires charging up at every corner. Even accelerating requires you to charge it, which needs you to stop in place before it boosts ahead. I'm not gonna lie, it can be fast, but having you stop every time just to boost yourself or accelerate really kills the momentum. So again, that's 1 out of 5. So those were the stars, bikes, and truck that I unlocked. But there are tons of other machines, but I haven't gotten the chance to unlock them yet. Anyway, let's talk about maps. And let me tell you, Kirby Air Ride has some of the most creative and experimental course designs I've ever seen in a racing game. So here are the maps. The first map is Fantasy Meadows. This is the tutorial map. Your basic green hills and blue skies map. It's simple, colorful, and easy to learn. It's a good map for players to get used to the controls and mechanics of the game. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Not bad, but it's really just a basic map. The next is Celestial Valley. This one looks like straight out of Yoshi Island. You're racing through this giant mountain over mushrooms with split paths everywhere. My favorite part of the map is the water slide, where you'll slide down a waterfall. It just feels so amazing. This map is actually one of my favorites in the game. It's an easy 5 out of 5. Next we have Sky Sands. Now we're in the desert. The track has gears turning, sand tunnels, and these sudden upward ramps that launch you into the sky. It actually reminds me of Sonic Raiders, that zero gravity hoverboard game, which is actually like a kart game made into a skateboard zero gravity thing. It's kinda awesome, check it out. It has that same energy in this map. It's fast, hectic, and packed with shortcuts. I'd rate it a 3.5 out of 5. It's pretty fun but easy to get lost into. Next we have Frozen Hillside. This map can be summarized by 3 words: snow, ice, and Kirby trying his best not to drift off a cliff. Okay, maybe that's not 3 words, but it really sums it up. This is where I tried using the Surf Star and it made my freaking head ache. Really, the Surf Star is fast, but it's really hard to use. Especially on this freaking map where there's lots of corners. Anyway, the map's great and I give it a 4 out of 5. Next we have Magma Flows. Here we race through a volcano surrounded by hot lava. You go up elevators and dive into molten tunnels. My favorite part is when you go inside the volcano and end up in a cave. It really is amazing, but it's also a tough map. It took me 3 tries to win here, but it's a solid 4 out of 5. Really fun. Next we have Beanstalk Park. Okay, this is peak Kirby Air Ride for me. You're racing on vines in the clouds, while a Ferris wheel literally carries you to another platform. You can take alternate routes, and mind you, there are a ton, and somehow it converges into the main racing track without losing any pace. It's chaotic perfection. This one gets an easy 5.5 out of 5. Next, we have Checker Nights. It's the final map, and probably the best designed one. What's amazing about this is that you start above an ocean. It's greenlands, waters, everything beautiful. Then suddenly you dive underwater into this night city world where there's neon lights and the ocean is above you. It's really like 2 maps in one, and it's really beautiful to experience and see for yourself. It's the perfect finale, and I give it a 6 out of 5. Well, that's all the maps and that's enough Air Ride for now. Let's move on to Top Ride, the top-down mini racer mode. This one caught me off guard. It really feels like Kirby meets Hot Wheels. You're looking from above, racing tiny tracks with tiny stars, and every course has about 5 or 6 laps. There are 2 machines to choose from, the Free Star, which lets you go anywhere with full control. This one is the red one. And the Steer Star, the blue one, which moves with fixed left and right turns, more like a tank. And honestly, I love the Steer Star more. It feels natural for me. When I started playing this mode, at first it felt like chaos. But once I understood how it worked, it actually became an easy, casual, fun racing game. You drift around corners, hit boost pads, collect random power-ups that can mess with your opponents. Like I said earlier, it's like that top-down minigame from Mario Party made into a full-fledged mode. It's honestly addicting. The small tracks, the fast pace, the music, it's a kind of mode you could play endlessly without getting bored. I can only imagine playing this with friends, kinda like Mario Party. And those days when all you need was a couch, a CRT TV, a PS2 or GameCube, whatever, and have pizza ordered and invite your friends to have a fun pizza and games night. What a time to live in. Anyway, enough reminiscing about the past and let's continue. Just like Air Ride, this mode also has multiple maps, and here are my thoughts and ratings for each of them. Grass. This is pretty much the basic starter map. It's a good intro that eases you into the mechanics. I give it a 3 out of 5. Next we have Sand. This one's my favorite. There's a lot of things happening here. There's literally a worm that ate me, and it can eat my enemies too. There's also a rock golem that might crush players, and parts of the ground break apart mid-race. So much is going on and it's very chaotic, but it's so fun. I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. It's an absolute banger. Next we have Skybase. I didn't like this one that much. There's wind, thunder, and spinning obstacles that can easily disorient players. I give it a 3 out of 5. Nothing more. Next we have Fire. This one's actually easy to navigate. The lava didn't feel like much of an obstacle. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Next we have Light. There's nothing that really stands out for me on this map. It's pretty bland to be honest. Aside from the space-like aesthetic, there's really not much to see here. It really felt like a normal map without any standout features. I give it a 2 out of 5. Next we have Water. Not much going here either, but there are waterfalls and water everywhere that looks awesome. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 just because of the visuals. Lastly we have Metal. I love the spinning objects and wind obstacles here. The wind was mildly annoying, but I still had a lot of fun. I give it a 4 out of 5. So overall, I had a blast with Top Ride. Like I said, it really feels like a fun party game. I just wish I had real friends to play it with. I give it a solid 5 out of 5. Lastly, we have the City Trial mode. And there's only one word for it, Battle Royale. This mode surprised me because in a way, it has all the basic aspects of Battle Royale game, even though this came out in 2003, way before the genre even existed. And honestly, I can't even remember a Battle Royale game from that time. So in this mode, you're placed on this big map that really looks amazing. It has so many different things going on. It feels like a mini amusement park with different themed areas connected by a series of rails that you can ride for a quick transport between them. The goal is to collect power-ups for your ride, or even find new rides, so that by the end of 5 minutes, you've got the best machine in the universe for your final showdown in the stadium. But more on that later. While collecting power-ups, you can also attack your opponents to keep them from upgrading their own rides. Some power-ups are hidden inside crates you can destroy, and some grey ones are actually downgrades to your ride, so you gotta be careful. At first, this mode can feel a bit bland since the map is so big, and you can just mind your own business upgrading your stuff. But once you get into it, it's actually pretty fun. What's really surprising is that this mode has some of the core fundamentals of a modern Battle Royale game. Honestly, you could call this the grandpa of Battle Royale genre, long before it evolved to what we know today. Masahiro Sakurai was truly ahead of his time. But anyway, after 5 to 7 minutes, every player is teleported to the stadium where the real showdown begins. The stadium event is a random challenge that puts players head to head using the machines they customized and powered up earlier. The challenge can vary. Sometimes it's a standard race, other times it's an all-out deathmatch where you have to destroy the other Kirbys. Anyways, I had fun with this mode. All I can say is Sakurai was really experimenting with ideas way ahead of his era. So for City Trial mode, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's because it has the fundamentals, but there's room for improvement, especially the pacing. Since the map is large, sometimes it takes too much effort just to find and attack your enemies. Maybe if the map was a tad smaller, or if there were 6 to 8 players on the map, there'd be more chaos, and that's exactly what I love to see. Anyway, I'm really excited to see what improvements Masahiro Sakurai will make in the sequel, since there are tons of Battle Royale games already released that are perfect examples of the improvements that Sakurai can do on this game. So, after playing all 3 modes, I get it now. Kirby Air Ride was never just a racing game. It was an experiment, a creative risk that only Sakurai could have made. It's simple on the surface, but underneath, it's layered with mechanics, secrets, and charm. And even now, it still feels unique. Sure, it's not perfect. Some machines are awkward, the one-button system can feel restrictive, and the camera in top right can get confusing at times. But it's fun. Just pure weird fun. And I bet it's fun to play with friends. So, to the people on Reddit who recommended this and said it was fun, thank you. Because you were right. Your comments are confirmed. For my rating, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's not flawless, but it's generally one of the most creative racing games ever made. And if you're a Kirby fan, this is an essential game to play. And even if you're not, but you want something different from your typical kart racer, this game deserves your attention. So check this game out. So yeah, I played Kirby Air Ride and I loved it. And somehow it aged like fine wine. It's wild to think that this game was made by the same mind who created Smash Bros. But it makes perfect sense since you can feel the Sakurai DNA all over it. I have high hopes for Kirby Air Riders on the Switch too, as long as they keep that same creativity and maybe, just maybe, add online multiplayer, better controls, more polish, and a modern touch. And we might be witnessing one of the best comebacks in Nintendo history. So, will you buy Kirby Air Riders? And have you had a blast with Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube? Let me know what you think. If you love this video, check out my other ones and I'll see you there. Bye guys!